Welcome to a special episode of The Hood Cook. My name is Steve, aka the producer, and I'm here with the hood-renowned Hood Cook. And we're going to do a little interview today and hopefully answer some of the questions that you guys might have had, our families have had, things like that. So, we're going to start with the tablet of questions. So, how long have you been chefing, and when did you start making things your own way?
Chefing? Well, chef, I'm not a chef. I'm a cook. I cook to feed you. I don't make it pretty. I do got flavor, but I'm not a chef. But cooking, I don't know. I've done it my whole life. My mom pretty much 400 pounds. I've always been in the kitchen. It's obvious.
Makes sense.
So, I pretty much just started throwing shit together when, I don't know, when me and my sister my parents worked graveyard, so we threw everything together, so.
Nice.
But I've been doing semi-pro for about maybe 7 years or so.
Very cool, very cool. What do you think your best recipes are, and do you think you'll make them for the show?
Best recipes to me are my barbecue sauces. I got probably about 4 of them. I'm working on 2 specialty ones. No, you don't get those recipes. Those are mine.
All right, what influences your recipes more? Personal style and likes, or flavors, or is it something else altogether?
Really, guys, when it comes to cooking, it's pretty much, it's art. You want to make it your own. And that's what I pretty much do. I tell everybody, I'll give you the outline of a recipe. Make it your own. Don't follow mine to the T. That's why I don't use teaspoons, tablespoons, X, all that shit. It's just, you don't need that. Make it your own because it all depends on what you like. So, and, influence really, I get it a lot from my mom. My mom, my dad, my uncle, I get it all from there. I take a little bit of what they taught me and just mix it in all at once and
Go.
gusto.
Turns out great, though.
That's what I try to do.
And how often do you come up with new recipes?
Really, you know what, I'll just sit around and when there's nothing, so to speak, in the house, like my mom always says, there's always something to eat. I'll just decide on, okay, well, let me mix this with that and try that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it's on a constant basis. If you cook, whether you're a chef or an actual cook, it's regular to come up with, okay, maybe I could try this. Or if you're out and about, there's something that you see that you might want to mix in with another flavor. So it's really, I try to come up with as much as I can.
Makes sense. What's your biggest challenge with cooking? Like, do you have problems with certain dishes, or do you just, do your own thing?
Well, I don't really, with cooking, it's a challenge, and it's not what I'm really struggling with right now is a batter. I look at 50 other recipes, and I try to do it their way, and it doesn't come out the way I like it. So I try to mix it up, and it's still kind of that's my biggest that's my thorn in my paw right now. I just can't fucking figure it out. And also, I got a very small kitchen. It's kind of, you guys watch the show. I got a freaking kitchen that big, so it's
Tiny. It's like me.
That's my It's pretty much that's my hardest challenge right now. But I still make it happen. That's all that
Absolutely.
matters. I still make it happen.
What cooking methods do you prefer the most? Gas or electric? And do you prefer short and easy to make recipes, or do you like longer cooking times, and why?
I like being in the kitchen. That's so I'll cook things forever. But there's those meals that you need that you gotta make it real quick. I gotta go, boom, I'm out, this and that.
Right.
So when it comes to gas and electric, gas is good because it heats up faster, but it's touchy. So it's kind of, you don't have that full control heat. It takes a while to get used to. But I am a gas man,
I can attest to that.
Electric's cool for control, but yeah, I do prefer gas.
Gotcha. What made you want to share your cooking with other people?
Really, actually, I got a lot of people that will, hit me up. Hey, well, how do you do this? How do I want to try to make this, or what do you think this will sound good if I mix it with that? So I'm just, I give out, I tell people, yeah, you could do this, you could do that, So I figured, well, what the hell? I mentioned to someone that I should just do a cooking show on YouTube, and next thing you know it, I had a bunch of people saying, yeah, you should do it, and yeah, here we are.
I thought it was just vanity. But okay.
No.
Okay, and officially, do you consider yourself a cook or a chef?
I am a cook.
All right.
Chefs, it's gourmet, it's glamorous, it's the model world of cooking, pretty much. I'm a cook. I'm gonna feed you, and you're gonna be full. You're not gonna get 5 minutes of flavor. You're gonna get a couple hours of God, that was delicious.
Right.
You know, that's what I like to feed you. I like to make you full. That's basically the way I work.
And how did you learn to cook? Like, where'd you learn what?
Like I said, 400 pounds. I spent a lot of time in the kitchen watching, you know, my mom, my dad. My dad, I can call my dad a chef because he can pretty up food. You know, he can make it look good. He can present it. You know, my uncle's really the one that pushed me to start actually cooking because when I was going through my transition of life change, so to speak, he pretty much told me that I got a talent and I should pretty much run with it. So, yeah.
All right. What do you think of the cooking competitions on TV?
Fuck them. You know what? I'm not gonna doubt any of them cook or anything like that, but it's rushed. It's do it now, do it this way, show me what you can do, this and that. It's, you know, fuck, cook.
Right.
Just cook. It's, you know, like I said, I'm not gonna knock any of them because I'm sure they can cook, but I'm not gonna sit there and say yes chef, yes chef. Fuck you, I'm a man. I don't think so. Shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of them.
If you owned a restaurant, what kind of food would you specialize in?
What people ask for the most, and it's home foods. I work at a college, and around the campus, they, you know, I always hear, oh, I miss my mom's this, or my dad can cook this, my aunt does this, and that's what I think people want the most. Whether, you know, you are from out of state, whether you're in state, it's the home food that you want. Whether it's your dad's meatloaf that makes it freaking great, you know what, another meatloaf could be just as good and remind you of home. So pretty much a home food type.
Excellent.
And a mixture of everything.
And what do you think a cooking novice should start with, in your opinion?
Start with, well, you know, really, it's all about spices. That's what kind of gets you to go, what is that? So really, grab a spice rack and just start tasting spices. You know, figure out what you like, what you don't. Even the ones you don't like might mix good with another one. If you really don't know what you're doing with cooking, hit the internet and just read recipes. That's what I do. I read a lot of recipes, and I just mess with them. That's what the best part of cooking. You can do whatever you want with it. It's fun. Just fucking go on, check it out. But the spices, I think, are the best part because you can make this chicken taste like that chicken, and then that chicken tastes. It can grow. So I'd say start with spices and just read. Go on the internet, find everything you can, and just go from there.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for watching another episode of The Hood Cook. This is a special episode and interview. Do you have anything else you want to add?
I just want to thank everyone that actually does watch the show. You know, I see you guys got my hits. I appreciate everything. If you got any questions, feel free to email me at hoodcook602@gmail.com.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you all later.